Hello, this is Max. A masked killer is terrorizing a small town. Who is behind the mask? Don't forget to subscribe. The movie opens with a scene set 25 years after the infamous killings by Billy Loomis and his accomplice in Woodsboro. We're introduced to a secluded house in Woodsboro, where Tora, a young woman, finds herself alone as darkness falls. Engaging in conversation with her friend Amber, Tara receives an unsettling call from an unknown number. The caller, delving into discussions about horror movies, suggests a game, drawing eerie parallels to Tara's favorite stab series. Initially intrigued, Tara's excitement turns to fear as the caller's threats become increasingly real, endangering Amber's life. Forced to play along to save her friend, Tara faces a series of challenges, knowing that failure could have dire consequences. As Tara bravely rushes outside to save Amber, she's met with the chilling sight of Ghostface waiting for her. In a desperate attempt to protect herself, Tara activates the security system on her phone to lock the door, but the killer, who has already compromised her phone, effortlessly overrides the lock. Despite her efforts to flee, Tara finds herself cornered and Ghostface viciously attacks her, inflicting multiple wounds. Meanwhile, in another part of town, Samantha Carpenter, Tara's older sister, is spending time with her boyfriend Richie. Their peaceful evening is shattered when Samantha receives a call informing her of her sister's horrifying ordeal, plunging them both into a race against time to save Tara from the clutches of the killer. Despite the grave injuries Tara sustained, she manages to survive and is admitted to the hospital in critical condition. Samantha, Tara's sister, immediately decides to return to Woodsboro upon receiving the distressing news, accompanied by her caring boyfriend Richie. Upon their arrival, they reunite with Tara's close-knit group of friends, including Wes, Amber, the twins Chad and Mindy Meeks Martin. Together, they discuss the chilling reappearance of the Ghostface serial killer in their town, even entertaining suspicions about individuals within their own school and friend circle. Meanwhile, tensions rise within the group as Amber expresses her disdain towards Sam for leaving Tara alone during her time of need. Fueling suspicions that Sam might be the attacker, the group begins compiling a list of suspects, which unsettlingly includes names of their own friends. The already tense atmosphere escalates when Vince Schneider, Liv's ex-boyfriend, arrives and clashes with Chad, prompting the group's expulsion from a local bar. Alone outside, Vince is ambushed and fatally stabbed by Ghostface, further intensifying the fear gripping the town. As Tara grapples with nightmares of her assailant, Richie remains by her side, but Sam encounters an unsettling vision of Billy Loomis in the hospital bathroom, urging her to uncover the truth for Tara's sake. As Sam grapples with the caller's ominous revelation about her family's secret, she tries to protect Tara by warning the killer to stay away. However, her confrontation with the killer in the hospital bathroom turns violent, and Sam barely escapes without serious injury, resorting to calling Deputy Vincent for help. By the time Vincent arrives, the assailant has vanished, leaving Sam shaken but determined to ensure Tara's safety. Sheriff Judy Hicks, also Wes's mother and a figure familiar to Tara's friend group, arrives at the hospital to investigate. Despite Sam's reassurances, Hicks senses Sam's unease and confronts her about her troubled past, urging her to leave town for everyone's safety. Amber's accusations against Sam and Richie only add to the tension, leading Hicks to take decisive action. In a moment of vulnerability, Sam finally confesses to Tara the truth behind her past struggles, revealing that she discovered she was not her father's biological daughter but rather the offspring of Billy Loomis, a revelation that shattered her family. Tara, devastated by the revelation, rejects Sam and demands she leave. Seeking guidance, Sam and Richie turn to Dewey, who is retired from his police duties and now watches Gale Weathers on TV. Dewey's enduring love for Gale underscores his own personal struggles, providing a backdrop to Sam and Richie's search for solace and answers amidst the turmoil engulfing Woodsboro. As Sam and Richie seek Dewey's assistance, he initially hesitates but eventually offers some valuable advice based on his experience. Dewey emphasizes the importance of not trusting a love interest in surviving a stab movie, which sparks tension between Richie and Sam. Richie defends himself, stating he was in another town during the recent attacks, but Dewey insists on the significance of past connections and group dynamics in these killings. Sam implores Dewey to help them investigate, citing the danger he himself faced in the past. Concerned for their safety, Dewey reaches out to Gale Weathers, warning them of the resurgence of killings in Woodsboro and advising them to stay away. Joined by Dewey, Sam and Richie confront Tara's friend group with the truth about Sam's parentage, shocking them all. Together, they brainstorm theories about the identity of the killer, with Mindy suggesting that the new assailant may not have direct ties to the past serial killers, but instead is crafting their own narrative of terror. The group realizes that anyone, regardless of their connection to past events, could be a target in the killer's twisted game. As Sheriff Judy leaves her son Wes home alone to pick up Chinese food, she receives a chilling call from the killer, who taunts her with the knowledge that Wes is vulnerable and alone. Frantic, Judy tries to rush back home, but the killer ominously warns her that she won't make it back in time. Determined to protect her son, Judy races against the clock to reach home before it's too late. In a tragic turn of events, as Sheriff Judy rushes home to protect her son Wes, she is intercepted by an assassin who takes her life before she can reach safety. With Judy's life extinguished, the killer then infiltrates her home, where Wes, unsuspecting and setting up for dinner after his shower, becomes the next victim of Ghostface's relentless rampage, meeting a grisly end at the hands of the assailant. In the next scene, police vehicles are parked outside the sheriff's residence, where reporter Gale Weathers is covering the unfolding event. Dewey and Sam arrive, and Dewey reconnects with Gale, their enduring affection for each other evident. Gale advises caution. At this moment, Sam notices Deputy Vincent's presence, realizing her sister must be at risk since Vincent isn't at the hospital. She immediately informs Dewey, and they rush to the hospital. The focus shifts to the hospital, where Tora, in her room, starts hearing eerie noises as the lights go out. Frightened, she calls for help to no avail. Richie arrives soon after, and as Tara speaks to him, she spots the Ghostface killer behind him. The killer attacks Richie, knocking him unconscious. Tora, in her wheelchair, frantically attempts to escape down a dark hallway, where she encounters a dead police officer. Meanwhile, Sam, in a panic, receives a call from the killer using Tara's phone, presenting her with a horrifying choice: save either Richie or Tora, or risk losing both. Faced with this dilemma, Sam is unable to decide. At the hospital, Dewey attempts to shoot the Ghostface, but the killer evades him. Sam and Dewey then check on Tara, but the killer reappears, prompting Dewey to shoot again. They find Richie as well, and as the group prepares to leave, Dewey comments that he should have aimed for the killer's head, as they always return endless shot there. He instructs the others to leave while he stays behind, planning to return to the hallway to confront the killer once more. Suddenly, Ghostface ambushes Dewey and fatally stabs him in a violent attack. Gale and Sydney are heartbroken upon hearing of Dewey's demise. Determined, they both vow to end the killer's spree. Meanwhile, Sam plans to escape town to protect her sister, but Sydney convinces her that fleeing won't prevent the killer from following them. She persuades Sam that confronting and defeating the killer is the only way to ensure their safety. However, Sam decides to leave anyway, prompting Cindy to secretly place a tracker on her car, anticipating that the killer will follow. As Sam, Tora, and Richie head to another town, Taru realizes she left her inhaler behind, and the spare one is at Ember's house. Consequently, Richie redirects to Ember's, which is also the infamous Stu's former residence, scene of the original Woodsboro massacre from the first Scream film. Currently, Ember's house is hosting a party to commemorate Wes. During the event, Chad and Liv have a heated dispute. Liv storms out and disappears. Concerned, Chad goes looking for her in the garden, isolated from the others, where he is brutally stabbed multiple times by the killer, who then flees the scene. Meanwhile, inside the house, Mindy is also attacked and stabbed by the killer. However, Sam arrives just in time to save Mindy's life. The entire group is now gathered, including Liv, who returns with the news that she found Chad bleeding. Accusations fly as tensions mount among the friends. Amid the chaos, Ember draws Dewey's gun and fatally shoots Liv in the head, revealing herself as the killer. Soon after, Cindy and Gale arrive, and it's disclosed that Richie is Ember's accomplice. He stabs Sam, and together with Ember, he hurts Sam, Sydney, and Gale into the kitchen, the site of Sydney's original showdown with Billy and Stu. Richie and Ember confess they are ardent fans of the Stab film series, disillusioned by the direction of the latest installment, Stab 8. Intent on reviving the essence of the original films, they plotted a new killing spree to generate material for a future stab film and planned to frame Sam as a mastermind. In the ensuing chaos, Sam fights back against Richie while Tara tries to fend off Ember but gets overpowered. Sydney and Gale join forces to tackle Ember, with Gale eventually breaking free and shooting Ember, who falls onto a lit stove, igniting into flames. Richie chases Sam, who, hunted by another vision of Billy, notices Ember's discarded knife. Seizing the moment and tapping into her father's legacy, she grabs the knife, repeatedly stabs Richie, and finishing him with a gunshot. Despite being severely burned, Ember makes one last attempt to assault the group, but before Ember can do any more harm, Tara shoots and kills her. Tora, along with the injured Chad and Mindy, are quickly loaded into ambulances and taken to the hospital. Grateful for their survival and the help they received, Sam expresses her deep appreciation to Sydney and Gale. In the aftermath, Gale Brown decides against writing another book that would glorify the killers and their notorious deeds. Instead, she chooses to honor Dewey's memory with a tribute. Sam joins her sister, and with these resolutions, the movie draws to a close. If you are interested in such films, please proceed to the next video on the screen, and also share your thoughts about this film in the comments. Give us a like and subscribe. Goodbye.